Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mike Clark. I work in the admissions office at Colby-Sawyer College in London, New Hampshire, and I'm going to give you a little virtual guided walk through our campus. So thank you so much for joining me. Sharing my screen here. So first up, when you first arrive at the virtual tour, you'll see this kind of beauty shot of Pierce Park. You'll click Start the Virtual Tour. The first three sections here are actually videos that we have about sort of different aspects of life at Colby-Sawyer. So this is about our community, sort of what the small, close-knit vibe is like here on campus. See you at the top talks about our Mountain Day event and our relationship with Mount Sunapee, which is just up the road. Academics talks about sort of how experiential and hands-on the learning is at Colby-Sawyer. Internships, every student at Colby-Sawyer completes at least one internship or professional experience before they graduate, and our unique approach to liberal arts. And then for outcomes, we talk about how the liberal arts sets the stage for lifelong learning, and also sort of job placement rates and how this leads to success right after students graduate. So when you have time and you feel like exploring a bit and you come back to the site, these are really great videos to kind of explore to get a sense of what it's like to be a student at Colby-Sawyer. For our session today, we're going to spend some time with the interactive campus map right here. So our first stop is right here at Colgate Hall. So this is one of the main administration buildings on campus. So this is where you can find some kind of key offices. So admissions and financial aid is here. The office of the president is here. The registrar's office. So if you're looking to add or drop courses or change your schedule, this is a good spot to be in. This is also the home for academic departments like business and social sciences and the humanities, and our nursing lab is also in the building. Click in and look at some videos. So here's kind of an aerial view of Colgate Hall. This is Thornton Living Room. This is in the sort of central spot in the building. I'll see students kind of stopping here to connect between classes. I'll see study groups meeting here, small group work happening at these tables. So this is kind of one of the main hubs on campus. This is off the back side of Colgate in Pierce Park. So here we're having an event outside. You recognize Colgate Hall by the cupola up top, the columns in the back portico. This is up in the Wesson Honors Suite. So this is on the 4th floor of the building for the Wesson Honors students. A class happening down in Thornton. This is one of my favorite shots, a nighttime shot of Colgate. And then this is up in the nursing lab up on the 3rd floor. This is humanities professor and renowned poet Eva Crucial meeting with some students in her office. There's some fall fun out in the front lawn there. So that is Colgate Hall. So moving on, next we have James House. So this is the home for campus safety at Colby-Sawyer. Our campus safety department is fantastic. They are on call 24/7, 365. So they're constantly responding to sort of student requests if they need help with something. We are a naturally very safe campus because we're in a rural location, because we're smaller. And then we also have the New London Police Department, which is actually sort of just down Main Street, just right off of campus there. We also have a system we call CSC Alert. So students and parents can sign up for this so that if there's an event on campus that everyone needs to know about, they send out a text message, it goes out via email, it flashes across computers that are logged into the campus network. So it's a way to respond if there's something that happens that the whole campus needs to know about right away. Next up, we have the Sugar House and Wind Turbine. So this is actually used by students. They gather data from this to see how we're doing as far as sustainability and power generation projects at Colby-Sawyer. This is our sugar house. So we actually produce maple syrup at Colby-Sawyer. It's part of a course that our students can take. So they actually tap the trees, collect the sap, they boil it here, and they also bottle and sell it. So it's a great example of the liberal arts in action, right? You have the environmental science aspect of tapping the trees, the boiling point, the actual production process. Then you also get business, you get some graphic design with the labels. Our creative writing students will actually write poems for the back. So a nice example of all those aspects coming together into one delicious treat. So next up we have our library. So this is actually my favorite building on campus. So this is two Civil War era barns that they connected and refurbished the inside of. So you actually enter the building through a silo. I always like to tell students and families when you first walk in, look up in the silo just because it's such a cool view. Inside, there's really great spaces for small group work, for studying, for working on papers. There are actually 5 different levels in the buildings. There's a lot of great kind of loft spaces and nooks and crannies where you can kind of camp out and get some work done. This is down in our library archives room. Nice winter shot there. The library is also home to our Student Learning Collaborative and Access Resources. So this is a great stop if you would like some peer tutoring, help proofreading papers, help with time management skills. This is a free resource that's kind of built into what we offer at the college, so a lot of students take advantage of it. For Access Resources, that's where you would go if you wanted to look into sort of more formalized learning accommodations. So that is the library. Let's see, our next stop is the Sustainable Classroom. So this is a cool building. This was actually, students helped design and build this building. So this was done with sustainable practices and materials. So we actually have classes that will meet in there. There's a class happening. Some great art on the walls. It's also home to a permaculture garden in the back, a sustainable and organic garden where students will work. So actually over the summer, as faculty staff members, we get kind of fresh veggies from the garden, which is a nice added bonus. All right, next up we have the Curtis L. Ivey Science Center. So this is home to the biology major, the environmental sciences, so great lab spaces for classwork for students. If you're interested in a science program or career, this is a shot from our senior symposium. So this happens every spring and campus shuts down. And students and faculty staff turn out to see our seniors present their capstone projects. It's a culminating project that encapsulates the 4 years of their time at Colby-Sawyer. So here we see some senior environmental science students kind of talking through their projects. So that's a great day. That's one of my favorite days on campus, Scholar Symposium. Next up, we have the Center for Art and Design. This is the newest building on campus. It's a gorgeous facility, and it's one of the 2 homes we have for the fine arts at Colby-Sawyer. This is the main entryway when you first come in. We have ceramic studios, sculpture studios, painting studios. We have a graphic design lab with the latest kind of Mac technology. We have a black box theater. So here's a gallery space. We'll actually host openings for faculty shows, student shows, visiting artists, artists in residence. So lots of great things happening there. Because we're liberal arts, you could be any major and you can take arts courses. It's kind of built into that liberal education approach. So it's nice to get some of those classes into your schedule. Next up is the Windy Hill School. So this is an actual laboratory preschool and daycare on campus. So it goes toddler rooms up through pre-K. And so students in our child development major can actually work with real kids and get real experiences there, which is really invaluable. Side note, my daughter is there and she absolutely loves it. They do an amazing job of teaching and engaging the students. Next up are the tennis courts. These are off the backside of campus and they have a gorgeous view of the mountains in the distance. So whether you play tennis casually or you're participating in our Division III varsity team, this is a great facility to take advantage of. Great. Next up is our Hogan Sports Center. So athletics plays a large part in the lives of a lot of our students. About 1/3 of our students are involved in varsity athletics. So this is their home. This is Victor the Charger. This is our mascot. This is outside the building. We are Division III for varsity sports. We participate in the GNAC conference. Our teams are very competitive, and our coaches are really outstanding, and they become mentors to their students and kind of help their students be successful kind of on the playing field or on the court, but also in the classroom. And the teams kind of become close-knit families for the students. We also offer club sports and intramural sports. So no matter kind of what level you want to participate at, there's probably an offering for you, something that you'd be interested in. Next up is Mercer Halls. This is the home for our exercise and sports sciences. Exercise science majors. We've added a nursing lab to this building. So lots of great stuff happening there. Here is Pierce Park. This is in the center of campus. So this is a sort of nice kind of meeting spot or hangout spot. A lot of events will happen outside there, especially when the weather is nice. Here are students getting ready to tie-dye t-shirts for Mountain Day, which I'll get to in a minute. It's my absolute favorite day on campus, kind of tied with Scholar Symposium. But in preparation, in the first few weeks of the semester, we host this tie-dyeing day. Students can make their t-shirts to get ready for Mountain Day. Here is the WYER Student Center. So this is actually where the dining hall is. Nice fall shot there, whoops. So the food is delicious at Colby-Sawyer. So there's this real focus on bringing in fresh, local ingredients. There's a lot of healthy and organic options. They also host a lot of events in the WYER Student Center up in Wheeler Hall. So this is from our Diversity Week celebration. They'll host bands, comedians, performers. The stable, the school store is there as well. So if you need some Colby-Sawyer gear or merch or materials for class, that's where you can find it. A shot of the stable. The student mailroom is also there, and student activities and residential education are also there. So this is really the home or the hub for kind of student life at Colby-Sawyer. The residential education program is really fantastic and takes this really amazing holistic approach to health and well-being for the students and getting them active and involved in the community right from when students first arrive for orientation, throughout the semester. There's campus activities boards. That's a student-run club where students actually will bring those bands, comedians, performers, slam poets, hypnotists to campus. So you actually have a say in the activities that come that you actually want to see. You have an impact on that. You can help shape the experience, which I think is really cool. I've heard students say, you don't have to stand in line at Colby-Sawyer. If you want to be involved with something, you can be involved in something. There's a lot of student-run clubs on campus. The first week or two of the semester, they host an activities fair where all the different clubs have booths out, so you can kind of peruse, and maybe you continue something that you did in high school, or maybe you find something new that you've always wanted to try. And now that you're in college and have a fresh start, you can give it a shot. This is Best Hall. This is one of the 3 first-year residence halls we have on campus. This is a traditional style residence hall. We have some shots kind of in a student room. So this is pretty typical for size. This is 2 students living here. Looks like they have a third friend. They've kind of put risers under the bed a little bit to get some additional storage. For each student in a room, you'll get a bed, a dresser or a wardrobe, a desk, and a closet or wardrobe. So the furniture is there for you. It's kind of up to you how you want to decorate. We are a residential college. So that kind of living experience of being on campus and being away from home is so integral to what we do. And we think it's such a huge part of why we see such amazing transformations for students after they graduate. Here's a photo of the lounge space in Best Hall. So each hall kind of has this kind of general lounge space for quiet study or meeting with groups or watching a show, getting a bunch of friends together. So the community is a huge part of what it means to be a Colby-Sawyer charger to be here. This is our Sawyer Fine Arts Center. So this is our kind of other fine arts center on campus. This is the main one before the Center for Art and Design was built, but there's still a lot of great things happening with the arts here. Another gallery space for art show openings. There's a 600-seat theater, so our dance club will do performances there. We'll host plays there. Dance club is actually one of the biggest clubs on campus. So they do 2 main stage productions each year. There's a theater production. And then over here on this side, we see the Baird Health and Counseling Center. So this is an amazing resource for students. So if you have a cough or a cold, if you have something physical going on, you can go see them here. This is also a great spot for mental health counseling. And so if you're feeling homesick at the start of the semester when you're a first-year student, or you need to sit down with someone, this is where you would come. And then lastly, we have these 2 tabs off to the side that talk about 2 really important mountains to the Colby-Sawyer experience. So we have Mount Sunapee. So this is 15 minutes from campus. So students will take advantage. They'll go skiing and snowboarding. I know academics come first, but I know a lot of students are very motivated to get their work done so they can go hit the slopes. And then lastly is Mount Kearsarge. This is just off campus. This is about 10, 15 minutes away. And this is where we host our Mountain Day event. So this is my favorite. This happens on a secret day in the fall. Only the president knows for sure. The president will make the call. Classes are canceled. And the bell in Colgate Hall rings at, I think it's 10:06. Signaling that classes are canceled. You'll hear a cheer erupt from around campus. Students, faculty, staff, we all head to Mount Kearsarge to hike it together, to enjoy a cookout together, and to celebrate community. We signed a banner up at the top. This is the group shot that happens for every mountain day. And it's just this really, I think, amazing example and this amazing tradition that's all about community and about knowing each other and supporting each other and sort of seeing each other at the top. So I look forward to that every year. Great. Well, I hope this has been helpful. This has been a really quick kind of tour around campus. As always, if you have any questions or need anything, feel free to reach out to the admissions team. And we hope to see you join the Colby-Sawyer College community. Thanks so much.